Cheers! Thank you, and welcome to another episode of Between Two Pints. I'm your host, Rob, and with me today is Mandy.
Yes, Mandy Rushton. Hello.
Hello, Mandy, and what are you here to talk about today?
I would like to talk about singing, Mr. Rob.
Thank you, but please, just call me Rob. And today we are drinking from Whistler Brewing Company. Oh, wait, this is my close-up. I can do this. So, this is the Paradise Valley Grapefruit Ale.
It's delicious.
They have not given us this beer for free, nor have given us any money to promote it, but it is quite good. Mm-hmm. I do like a good grapefruit ale, though this may be the first time I've had it.
I like how yours is still a little bit full and mine is now empty.
Well, as I discovered while pouring this, it seems that a nice bottle like this is not actually a pint. It's smaller than a pint, so I needed a bottle to top it up, so I made sure to give that to myself.
We should talk to some people.
We should talk to some people. But we are here to talk today about you and singing. Mm-hmm. So now, first of all, if people are going to alt-tab away from this, because I know they do.
No, don't do it!
Where should they alt-tab to? There's going to be a link. The first link below in the comments or notes is going to be to what? Your Reverb Nation account?
That's right. And I just had 500 fabulous followers, so you can join in the fun and follow me there.
Yes, please go to her Reverb Nation and follow her or like her and share it. Whatever you need to do, do it.
Do it.
We know we can find you on Reverb Nation. Is there like a handle? Is it like Reverb Nation /
Mandy Rushton, I do believe.
Excellent.
Yes.
Excellent. So now, you sing.
I do. Among many things, as we all do, but that gives me the greatest joy.
And I was talking to you, you do a lot of other stuff as well, but we're going to focus on singing today because that way I can get you back on for another episode.
Let's do it.
Excellent. We can maybe try some other kind of fruity beer or something, or more grapefruit ale.
Yeah, this is really delish. Good choice.
But singing, how did that start?
Young age, I was full of vim and vigor, and I was always making up songs and playing on the piano and taking dance and theater, and voice was a natural kind of tie-in with all of that.
Dance, acting, and singing. What's that? Isn't that called...
Triple threat.
Triple threat, people. Watch out.
Right here. It's true. True story. Excellent.
So, are you... Now, I know for me, I've come back to, like, the creative aspects of my life after pursuing more serious and a little bit duller things like programming. Did you ever do that? Have you always been chasing the arts?
It's always been there. A lot of people say that I am, a Renaissance woman and I do lots of different things, which is true. But a good girlfriend of mine from Toronto was here in town for FIFA Women's World Cup, which we were working. And she said, Mandy, you are the consummate artist. And I really had to kind of take a step back and honor those words from, a person that I really had high regard for. And, her husband is a singer, songwriter, song composer for film and what have you out in Toronto. And it just really started to resonate. It just really started to kind of sing in my soul. And I was like, that's right. I am the consummate artist in whatever shape that takes. And as far as singing goes, that has always given me the greatest joy. And
actually, what type of music do you like to sing?
Great question, Rob.
Thank you.
Thought you'd never ask. So I really wanted to start integrating more of the vaudeville history of the 20s and share that through my own life experience through these songs that are popular standards still to this day. And in 5 years it will be 2020, so the 20s are going to be here again. And that decade, that era-specific kind of party theme is never old. And from the special events that I've done, like across Canada, from my one-woman...
Jazz cabaret?
Jazz cabaret.
You did a one-woman jazz cabaret. Wow.
It takes many forms. It's always evolving. I am an Aquarius air sign, so it always kind of morphs as to what the audience is, or the venue will support, or the heritage and history of the venue. I totally digging deep and sharing that with an audience. Yeah, it's been a privilege and a pleasure to mine all of these song pluggers from the 20s and the song composers, and I've been taking a lot of this material from the early vaudeville song pluggers that went across North America to the 10,000 vaudeville houses that then became theater houses. those songs would then become songs in the musicals on Broadway, if they made it across the nation.
Right.
If they didn't, they'd be axed, and then they'd be shelved, and then maybe they would have a life maybe in the 40s or 50s in a movie, and then become popular through Ella Fitzgerald or any of the greats kind of in and around the 40s, 50s, 60s era. But it's just fascinating. I've been documenting music from the early, like the late 1800s through, and who were the famous song pluggers, who were the composers and lyricists. And by doing it by copyright date, which sounds totally mad scientist crazy.
No, it sounds somewhat logical.
You actually see the relationships kind of ebb and flow. And then when you read the biographies or you watch the movies on these famous composers or lyricists or the mega stars that were, you know, the hit makers of the time, it's there in black and white as to who was loving who and who was hating who and who was back together with so-and-so.
Oh, wow.
And it's right there in the music.
Oh, wow.
And it's so
It's like
integral.
gossip hour.
Yeah, it's like so integral in the fabric of the song and the storytelling. I mean, this is something we spoke of just earlier to this, that as human beings, we crave that story in whatever capacity that is. And those songs still ring true to this day. And I think that's why I'm so in love with that material.
You really need to do like a blog or something, or like a multimedia blog where you like post like audio or video as well as like some sort of stuff about specific artists.
You're making my heart palpitate, Rob, because I would love to. Tech makes me
Well, why don't you
nervous.
drink your beer and I will output some data, because we gotta go, my dear. We gotta
Okay.
go. So, well, here Mandy has expressed some concerns, and actually it's interesting because I've talked to other people about this, and I'm really into a lot of crowdfunding. I may try to take Between Two Pints to Patreon.
Let's do it.
But yeah, like, you need to drink more beer, my dear. We have like 3 minutes. I've talked to Mandy about this, and Between Two Pints would be really cool if we could come up with a patron and a way of having perks for people who donated on a monthly basis. But I won't do that soon because I don't really understand why people would want to pay to see just people being interviewed drinking beer. But now you do music and stuff, and that's actually, you're still not drinking your beer.
I'm by osmosisly drinking it because it's really good.
It's
But
like
I'm
Mork.
listening.
So you're like Mork and I'm Mindy from Mork and Mindy. You need to like stick your finger in to do that. I miss you, Robin Williams.
Yeah, right?
I think that we should definitely explore that later. I might be able to help you out with things like a WordPress website, as I am a tech guy. I'm not very good at the art side of things. I actually don't like people referring to me as an artist because it makes me feel like I'm a fraud.
Okay, so you all heard this.
Yeah.
Thanks, Rob.
Thanks. Well, you got paid. You got to pay for the domain name and the hosting because that's not me, and
Okay.
I'm not that. But we can talk about that after.
Okay.
And so, but we were running out of time here. Mm-hmm. My alarm's gone off. So now we want to talk like what you're going to do. Like we talked about some of the things you do. You just came back to Vancouver a year ago. You've been networking. You've been doing a lot of really exciting things. Mm-hmm. What's your dream? Where do you see yourself going? What kind of things would you mentioned earlier when we were preparing for this that maybe you'd want to be a musical number on a cruise. Mm-hmm. So why don't you share with our viewers that? We don't have much time, but...
Certainly. So I've been working with some really fabulous musicians here in the city. And just that collaborative dynamic, I thrive in that atmosphere. And I love connecting people too. So a lot of the players here in the city, I've gone out to support and what have you, and it's just this really phenomenal kind of dynamic of great people that I'm meeting and mixing and mingling with, and you just never know who they know and all the rest of it. But yeah, I've been working on some charts with my jazz standards
What's a
from
chart?
the 20s. It's because I don't read music. Very, very like rudimentary. I know, scandalous, I know. But I do it coming from that actor's perspective of storytelling. And whoever's in the room, I really try and make it as accessible for them as possible and fun.
So a chart?
A chart is this musical, beautiful thing that it's very jazzy and very...
You know what? We'll get a still.
Specific.
Send me a still, and we can like put it up on the screen, and I'm sure an image will be worth 1,000 words.
Right? Yeah.
So
you'll understand if we do it that way. It basically is jazz speak, so it gives them the basics, and then they can play with it how they will, where and when they will. It's basically the framework of the song, and then in the specific key. And so we've been going, or he rather has been going through my Reverb Nation account and the songs that I have there, making charts so that jazz musicians will be able to read it and play it, and then I can do more of that.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, let's finish our beer, and I think we'll need to get you on for another episode to talk about some other things.
Let's do it.
But here we go. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Between Two Pints. Grab yourself a bottle of some grapefruit beer or something else, and leave your comments below. Please visit Mandy's Reverb Nation account, and thank you for watching.
Cheers, guys. Cheers, Rob.
Time to chug.
Oh, yeah.
It's okay, that's when the credits happen.
It's really good, though.
Yeah, no, I'll take some of yours if you want.
No, do it.
It's low percentage, too.
Is it?
No. It's like 6%, I think, 5?
5.
It's tasty, though. I really like, I like the grapefruity. It makes it very light. I mean, it's a beautiful sunny day out, so,
yeah. I like this graphic.
Yeah, no, the sun being the grapefruit. I actually love grapefruit. Grapefruit pop is like, actually, I've really cut the pop out of my life because of just, not wanting to be. It's so good. But when we do board game nights, there is one pop that I'm totally down with, and that's grapefruit pop. Because it's just amazing.
Refreshing.
Yeah, and unfortunately...
Fresca?
I love Fresca, but it's sugar-free, and it's got some, aspartame in it, and I don't... I'm actually...
Weird.
Well, and I'd rather just have the sugar.
Yeah.
I know I'm being,
Oh my gosh, now I'm gonna start.
Do it, burp. Let a big one out.